Draco Malfoy, the embodiment of pure-blood pride. But what if, like Voldemort, Draco was actually half-blood? This twist would not only shatter Draco's world, but could completely change the Harry Potter series as we know it. In this video, we'll explore the fascinating idea of Draco Malfoy being half-blood, the ripple effect it would have on his character, and how it could draw eerie parallels to Lord Voldemort himself. Social status and prejudice. Draco Malfoy has always prided himself on his pure-blood heritage, believing it gives him superiority over half-bloods and Muggleborns. But imagine if Draco himself was half-blood. This would shatter his entire belief system. Draco, who was taught from a young age that blood purity was of utmost importance, would now have to face the harsh reality that he is not as superior as he believed. This revelation would cause a deep internal conflict within Draco. How would he reconcile his upbringing with the truth of his own heritage? His prejudice against Muggleborns and half-bloods would no longer have any ground to stand on, forcing him to confront his hypocrisy. Draco might either become more hateful, overcompensating for his insecurities, or he might begin to question the values instilled in him by his family. Moreover, his family's reputation would suffer immensely. The Malfoys, who are known for their pure-blood status, would face humiliation in the wizarding world. Draco's sense of identity, tied so closely to his family's legacy, would be thrown into chaos. Tension with Slytherins. Draco's social standing within Slytherin House is built on his pure-blood status. But if it were revealed that he was half-blood, it would dramatically alter his relationships with his peers. Slytherins like Pansy Parkinson, Crabbe, and Goyle, who pride themselves on blood purity, might start to distance themselves from him. They could view Draco as a traitor to their ideals. Draco, in turn, might become more isolated, feeling betrayed by the very group he once felt so secure in. The loss of his status within Slytherin would leave him vulnerable, forcing him to navigate Hogwarts without the safety net of his social circle. This could drive him to hide his half-blood status, much like Voldemort concealed his Muggle heritage. His outward behavior might become more aggressive and hostile to maintain his reputation, even as he struggles internally with the truth. Parallels with Voldemort. Draco's situation as a half-blood would create fascinating parallels with Voldemort. Like Voldemort, Draco might wrestle with feelings of self-hatred and insecurity. Voldemort, born to a witch mother and a Muggle father, despised his own Muggle heritage and sought to rid himself of any association with it. He went on to champion pure-blood supremacy despite his mixed lineage. Draco could follow a similar path. As a half-blood, he might feel a deep sense of inadequacy, driving him to prove himself. The pressure from his father, Lucius Malfoy, and his peers could push him to become more extreme in his behavior, just as Voldemort did. He might overcompensate for his mixed heritage by becoming even more aggressive in his pursuit of power and influence. Alternatively, Draco's knowledge of his half-blood status could lead him to question the ideology of pure-blood supremacy. He might develop a greater understanding of the prejudice faced by half-bloods and Muggleborns, leading to internal conflict about his family's values. New relationship with Harry Potter. If Draco were half-blood, his relationship with Harry Potter would likely become more complex. Both would share a mixed heritage, although Draco might still try to keep his lineage a secret. The rivalry between Draco and Harry has always been rooted in class and blood purity, with Draco looking down on Harry for being friends with Muggleborns. If Draco learned that he, too, was not a pure blood, it might cause him to question his animosity toward Harry. He might begin to see Harry as more of an equal, though he would likely be reluctant to admit it. This could lead to a deeper conflict within Draco, torn between the ideology he was raised with and the reality of his own identity. At the same time, Draco might still feel resentment toward Harry. Instead of connecting with Harry over their shared half-blood status, Draco might become even more bitter, seeing Harry as a reflection of the very truth he is trying to deny. This would create a fascinating dynamic where Draco's hatred for Harry is more about his own self-loathing than anything Harry has done. Family tension with Lucius Malfoy. The revelation that Draco was half-blood would likely create immense tension within the Malfoy family, particularly with Lucius Malfoy. Lucius is a staunch advocate of pure-blood superiority, and his pride in the Malfoy family's lineage is central to his identity. If he discovered that Draco was half-blood, it would be a devastating blow to his pride. Lucius might react with anger or even denial, refusing to acknowledge Draco's true heritage. This could lead to a strained relationship between father and son. Draco, already grappling with his identity, would now have to deal with the disappointment and possible rejection from his father. Lucius might view Draco as a stain on the Malfoy name, pushing Draco further into isolation. This tension could mirror the relationship between Voldemort and his Muggle father. Just as Voldemort despised his father for abandoning him, Draco might begin to resent Lucius for his inability to accept him for who he truly is. This rift could push Draco to seek approval elsewhere, perhaps from more dangerous influences like the Death Eaters. Potential for redemption. Unlike Voldemort, who fully rejected his humanity, Draco might have the potential for redemption. While Voldemort's half-blood status drove him to embrace the darkest aspects of his nature, Draco could take a different path. Faced with the reality of his own mixed heritage, Draco might begin to question the ideology of blood purity. Instead of clinging to his old beliefs, Draco could come to terms with his half-blood identity and grow as a person. He might develop empathy for those he once looked down upon, realizing that blood status does not define a person's worth. This could lead to a powerful redemptive arc where Draco rejects the prejudice he was raised with and seeks to atone for his past behavior. By embracing his half-blood status, Draco could break free from the toxic beliefs of his family and carve out a new identity for himself. This path of self-discovery and redemption would set him apart from Voldemort, showing that while their backgrounds were similar, their choices were what truly defined them.